first order of business is gonna be election of officers. So I need nominations for a chairman.
I'd like to nominate John Egan to continue the role as chairman.
All right.
Second.
And all in favor? There you go.
First off, I'd like to thank the board for their continued support. Appreciate it, and hopefully, if there's anything I can do differently to help with the running of the meeting or anything else, feel free to contact me and we'll see if we can work on it. Also, I'd like to take an opportunity to welcome Chad Overholt, who's the representative from District Number 5. He's our new member on the Board of Zoning Appeals. And he's a replacement for Tim Mays, who resigned. Tim was a long-term member that made significant contributions over the years to the board, and we wish him the best in his current endeavors. So with that, I'd like to continue with the election of officers. Do we have a motion for vice chairman? Jim, would you be willing to continue?
Sure.
I'd move Jim Henderson.
I'll second.
Do we have any other nominations? There being no more nominations, all in favor? Okay. For secretary, I would nominate Elise to be the continuous secretary. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments or anything? If not, all in favor? Okay, we have that. Next item, we have the approval of the minutes of December 17th, 2025. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved. Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion? Any corrections or discussion? Okay, if none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. Now we'll have a brief statement regarding the rules and procedures for this evening's meeting. The applicant will provide a presentation regarding the needs for the variance, in this case it'd be the special exemption, for 5 minutes, with the board having the ability to grant more if needed. The board will ask questions after each presenter. The staff will address any additional issues. Citizen comments will be allowed for a period of 3 minutes each, with the board's request that the speakers not repeat what others are saying, but rather concur or state other facts not previously presented. There will be an applicant rebuttal period if necessary. The board will ask any further questions before deliberations. Once the board begins its deliberations, there will be no further input from the floor, and the board will begin its voting on 4 questions. And the negative vote on any one of the 4 questions will require a denial of the variance or the special exception. Okay, with that, we'll get into the first item, which is a special exemption. And I'd like to comment on this one. As we get in and go through the special exemption, if for some reason the board does not approve the special exemption, then there would be no need for the board to continue on to the item that's listed on the agenda as a variance. So I just wanted to mention that up front. The special exemption application SE 25-000003, Unmer Ali requests relief from the Fairplay Village Overlay District for a service station. Reference section 38-11.2, parenthesis 2, D1. The TMS number for the property is 337-00-03-009, and the address is 503 East Fairplay Boulevard, Fairplay, South Carolina, 29643. Would the applicant please come forward and state his name for the record? Yes, sir, please.
Good evening, everybody. Umair Ali. Umair Ali.
Oh, yes.
So I'm here.
Now, if you'd make your presentation as to the reason you want the exemption.
So I don't know if you already have the plan or not for the gas station.
Yes,
You have it? So,
yes.
uh,
You can refer to it if you want. I have it on the
Yes.
board over there.
yes, sir, it's right there. So we are looking to build a new gas station in the area. So the area is growing, especially with the new sewer, and there's going to be pretty good development in the area pretty soon. We would like to have, that's the reason we're looking to build a gas station there. If it's going to be a 2,800 square foot building with the canopy and three islands right there. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay, can I ask a couple of questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're showing, driveways off of 59 and off of 59 there, and I thought it was 43. You're showing two driveways. Has the DOT approved both of these?
Not yet, until the exception is done from here. The engineer firm who is working on it, they won't move with it till that one is done.
Okay,
They say that it's a waste of money if something goes wrong with it, so,
okay. So you're asking for a variance for the canopy and a variance for the rear line? Is that,
Excuse me, he's asking for,
first of all, I'm asking for the exception for the
Yep.
Fair Play
this
District.
is an exemption from the overlay that we're doing first.
oh, okay.
The question I have is, why did you choose this particular location? Are there other locations that would be acceptable as well, or is this?
That location is right in the center. It suits for the gas station needs, especially for in and out on 59 and 243. It's really, the traffic count is pretty good too. And historically, there was a gas station before there too. I believe it was a Texaco, in 70s. So, I mean, that's another reason too. We're looking to build it at the same location. And I mean, if you look at on the Fair Play, especially from 85, you know, it has two intersections. It's on both sides of 85. If you take exit 2 or either exit 11, so that's another reason too.
Thank you.
The service station on exit 1 is closed, correct? Or is it reopened?
On exit, no, ma'am, there is not at the moment.
So you would be the first service station basically in
Yes,
South
ma'am.
Carolina?
Yes, ma'am. There is one on Highway 11, but that's further, you know, up on Highway 11.
Have it this time.
Anybody else have some questions? Yep. How about the representative from Fair Play? Do you have anything you want to?
What has your conversation been with your neighbors? I know that there's a driveway issue on your property as far as this whole exemption goes. Has there been any discussions about that driveway
Which driveway exactly?
to the right of the white building?
To the right. So this is going to be, we're not going to touch it at any side of that driveway. So, and there is nothing going to be on that side of the building. If you look at it, we are pretty much on the left side of that one. So that's the reason, we don't want to touch anything on that side. There's already a driveway, and it's been there for a while. I talked to the previous owner too, who owned the property, and, I talked to the, one of the sons there too one time and told them that's going to be the driveways as it is. We don't have any issue with that. Even if you look at it, you're gonna see that the building and everything is on that side. The old building and the back side of that one is going to be like pretty much a private side. There is nothing going on there.
Okay, the driveway we're talking about is the dotted line on the other side of the building, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's a driveway which goes to the neighbors. This is going to be same as it is. We're not going to touch it or anything like that. Yes, ma'am.
And that white building belongs to you, that's part of this contingent,
Yes, sir.
use for this
Yes, sir.
property?
This is an old building. I believe it's pretty old, probably like 100-year-old building. And we're going to keep that building too. We're gonna renovate it and fix it and do something later with it.
Is the driveway a recorded easement?
I don't know, I have, but it's been there,
No, when you bought the land and you
Yeah.
did the title search,
yeah.
and you said, we got a plat here, and we got a dotted line that's a driveway.
Yes, sir.
Is that a recent easement, or is it a prescribed easement that's been there for years?
It's been there for years. I think it might be more than a couple of decades, might be more than that. You're talking about the next to the small building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been there for a couple of decades.
And you're not bothering it?
No,
So you won't affect the person behind you that uses that road as their access?
no, ma'am, not at all.
Are you trying to bring in I-85 traffic into Fairplay? Is that your goal, yes or no?
Not I-85, not 85, but all the traffic on 59 and what's, on the back road and stuff. This location is a little far from I-85, so there won't be that much, we don't think so there'll be much traffic. And there's already a truck stop on the next exit, and it's a pretty big truck stop. So there won't be like bringing extra traffic off I-85.
Are you planning any signs off of 85 for your establishment?
No, sir.
So this would be a gas station / convenience store?
Yes, sir.
So there's some reports in here that the possibility of you putting a restaurant in that renovated white building. Is that your thought process?
Not at the moment, but the reason is it's an old building. It needs a lot of work. We're gonna fix it and see what is the best use we can do it.
So out of respect to your neighbors and those around you, I find it hard to believe that you could do something with that building and find parking around that building without affecting that driveway.
Oh, yes, sir, it's on the right side. If we ever do it, we're gonna move the entrance to the gas station side. So there won't be, nothing goes in the back.
There will be no parking there. You'd be parking under your canopy. It's not possible to do, is it?
No, it won't be like a retail or any purpose for that. We won't be using it for that purpose if we do it.
So there are no plans for a restaurant there?
No, not the restaurant. Most likely, we're gonna use it for our own fixture and stuff. Let's say for a storage, if we ever use it. That's most likely is the use.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you say
I'd
that
say-
again?
If we ever use it, it's most likely for an office use or a storage use,
Okay.
not as like a retail purpose.
So you're saying that building will not be used by the public? That's just for your employees and for your staff or whoever's
Yes, ma'am.
supplying you?
Yes, or most likely it'd be like an office building.
Okay.
Yeah, not for a retail purpose, like a open retail.
It's gonna be an office for rent, or is it gonna be an office for, private?
We don't know yet, that we haven't decided yet on that one. But that's a thought process we have it. It's most likely for our own use. Because we need a space for the office too, so instead of building inside, we can use that one.
Have your plans for this gas station been through building codes yet?
Say it one more time?
Have your plans for this gas station, convenience store been through building codes yet to get a
No.
permit?
No, sir.
So you're coming before us, but you don't know what building codes is gonna say.
So I talked to Mr. Ed Hallbig, and this is his advice, that till the exception is done, we can't move forward until that first step is done. That's going to be the very first step towards that one.
Would it not have been wise to have this done before you purchased the land?
To apply for the exception,
Yeah.
it kind of, the way,
We can't give exceptions except to the property owners. So if you'd have done it.
So it can't be
on
done-
it, you
okay.
couldn't have got the exception.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Did not know that, I'm sorry.
I believe the previous property owner probably could have applied for it,
He could have
in their
applied
name.
for it, but then he would have had to redone it when it went into his
Okay,
name.
that's fair.
So we're kind of skipping a step. All right, let's go back to the building one more time. If you're gonna use it just for yourself and have dedicated parking outside that driveway, if we do the exception with restrictions stating that that's how it's to be, is that gonna meet your plans?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can put restrictions on it that that building is solely for your business, for storage or office for your building, not for public access, and you would be good with us putting that restriction on it,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? The second thing is, you know the easement's open and it's been there, and if we put a restriction about the easement remaining open forever, and being there, you don't have a problem with that,
We don't have a problem with that, no, ma'am.
okay?
And it's on the side of the building. If you look at it, it's at the very corner of the property too. It's not hurting us in any,
Well, I can see where you could have parking at the end of the gas station or at the front of this building, because there's no reason for any cars to go through and use that driveway, since you've got two other driveways.
yeah. And
So-
if you look at it, there is going to be, we'll be able to access that part. Can I touch it if you guys listen?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the paved area is going to be
Could,
right from this.
sir,
Hey, could you use that?
excuse me, could you use the
We
other
can't see
map
that
over
one.
there?
My bad. Okay, so the paved area is going to be this side. This back side is not going to be paved, so there won't be no traffic or anything going to that side. So so this is going to be the paved area. The back side is not going to be the paved area.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
If we restricted it that you also had to put up a fence so that we knew that there would be no cars getting on that easement driveway,
Yeah.
is that something you would be comfortable with?
Oh, yeah, we got no problem with that.
So this is two different parcels that you bought
We did buy it, it was two parcels,
and
but,
you combined.
and we combined it together. Yes, sir.
Are you planning on putting any buffering between your property and the property behind it?
There's going to be a fence.
Fence?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I did talk to the, to the neighbors too about that and told them this, we're gonna, for the privacy and everything, we're going to put fence there.
Do we have any? if we have no further any questions further? And please, could you please take your seat?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lisa, I have a question with regard, do you have any inputs to make? And I have one question, on that building that we just discussed, that he plans to use for his own use, if he wants to use that building for some commercial use, does he need to come back here for another exemption?
Yes, because the.
Exception, rather?
The special exception and the variance are specific to the new building and the gas canopy.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with what is existing.
Okay. So then, if there were, so what Elisa's saying is that if he were to use that building for something, for any type of commercial use, he would need to come before us for another exemption. So we'd get another chance to discuss the use of that particular building.
So is the setback on both the canopy and the building, that's what he's asking for, like dual relief on both the
Well,
lines?
we haven't gotten to that point
Okay.
yet. Well, that's a separate
Okay,
issue.
okay.
First, we have to decide whether we want to give
The village
the
overlay.
exception.
Okay.
And if that passes, then we move to the variance and we discuss that as a separate issue.
So, can we be clear as to what goes against the special overlay of, as far as his property and what they're requiring?
That we would discuss in the second part of it, under the variance, because the variance, he's looking for an exception to Appendix A of the overlay. So at that point, we would discuss any issues pertaining to that.
So we're just dealing, this,
We're just dealing with the fact of whether or not we grant him the exception to put this gas station in the overlay district. That's what we would be
so
voting on.
the question is a question of the community of fair play zoning.
That, when we get to the zoning, it really addresses more of the variance that he has, which is the second part of this. There's two issues. There's the exception and then there's the variance.
And the exception is to put a gas station in a community that doesn't have one.
Yeah, and it's in an area where there's an overlay that requires a special exception if we're to allow commercial to go into there.
I assume we'll be hearing from people from the public.
Yeah,
That area.
we do have people that want to speak. So, if you, please. Okay, then, if there's no staff comments, then we'll go to the public comments. First one, we have Alicia Walker would like to speak.
So really quickly, you do have some in your backup as well. If you're wanting, if you
Uh,
wanna redo a second, it doesn't matter, but they do probably.
Yeah,
be
those-
ready to do it.
You can read that.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I apologize, I have a head cold, so excuse me.
Just state your name for the record.
My name is Alicia Walker, and I'm here today representing the Fair Play Development Corporation, which you may know is a 501c volunteer community organization. And our goal is around facilitating the planned development of Fair Play while maintaining our heritage and embracing the future. We did submit via email our response to the request for the bids before the BZA tonight for the property on the corner of Fair Play Boulevard and Highway 59. So our response included a letter with our concerns, a copy of the Fair Play Strategic Master Plan for your reference, and then a list of questions that we have received from members of the public regarding the proposed service station. I wanted to take the time tonight to just reiterate a couple of the key elements that were contained in that email response that we sent in. So the first is around the Village of Fair Play Strategic Master Plan. So as you know, the plan was developed in partnership with the County Council back in 2012 and was updated in 2021, 2022. And the plan recognized that there are opportunities along Fair Play Boulevard for reinvestment that would help create a more vibrant business district and a gathering place for citizens of the community and hopefully a more pedestrian and bicycle-friendly community. While the plan does not dictate specific uses or businesses, it did include before and after drawings of key sites and buildings that would help portray the strategic vision for the village, which included retaining and updating facade renovations for existing buildings, and did give examples of the type of businesses we would like to have within the village. This included the vacant building that is located on the property in question before the BZA. We did not get any drawings or building specifications to review, and tonight actually is the first time that we have seen this one. And therefore an understanding of what was intended by the applicant for the building that's in existence, or if there were to be any new buildings. And therefore we really couldn't determine if the proposed service station is in fact aligned with the strategic master plan. And now that we can see some drawings in the packet tonight, at least we know that the existing building was going to be retained. Since we submitted the response to the BZA, we did learn from the property owner that he intends to keep the building, and our understanding was that he was going to use it at some point in the future, but that he will be building a new structure for the service station. And therefore, we would strongly request that more information is provided to the BZA on the design, location of that new building, and the intent for the existing building before you could make an informed decision and ensure that it is aligned with the strategic master plan. And then secondly, around the Fairplay Village overlay itself, in reviewing the application for the special exception, the BZA will have the option on whether to require structures on the property to conform to the various building standards established in Appendix A. And we do note that in the BZA section 3811(2), D4 has requirements around terms of heights of signage, etc., and that's not being requested as a variance. The only variance is around the setbacks and the actual use of the gas station. So given that our understanding is now that the applicant intends to build a new structure in addition to retaining the old vacant building on the lot, we would strongly urge the committee to require that all parts of the Appendix A building standards are applied to any new building if you do decide to approve the service station. So there are some optional aspects in those standards, and we would ask that you require them. And some of those are related to things like the roof line and design of buildings, etc. And that would help at least make sure that whatever is built is in alignment with the overall strategic master plan and blends with the likes of Yoder's and Diamond Tea and other buildings within the village. And those were the key points that we had. And then one additional question that did come to us today and that was not included in your packet was, what is the intention for the septic tank that would be needed if presumably there are going to be bathrooms in the new building that's there? And we don't have any information on that. So that was it from us. Thank you.
Excuse me, but, let's see if the board have any questions you'd like to ask of the,
I thought there was sewer there. I thought the place had sewer.
is there?
The sewer, I believe the sewer line was run down to there yet, but nobody has been connected to the sewer that I know of as yet. So I'm wondering, is that the intent, that this building is going to get connected to the sewer?
Are you talking about the gas station?
Yeah.
The gas station would have to be connected to the sewer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was just an extra question that had come in and we didn't know the answer to it from the
Yeah,
public.
it's run right on the other side of their driveway. It's connected and pressurized through Fairplay, yes.
Okay.
The board have any
So
questions?
as I understand what your request is, as long as the construction and the revitalization of the older building, as long as they apply to all aspects of Appendix A, that's the main thing that you want to see happen, correct?
Well, both, because what in the plan you would see that the existing building, one example given for use of it was like a little cafe or a restaurant or something like that, that would be more of a community building rather than a commercial gas station. So that would have been our preference, but if you're going to give the exemption for them to be able to do a gas station, then at least make sure that they maintain the building and that any new building that they put in meets the design standards.
Thank you.
But within the strategic plan, there was never any talk of a gas station. I mean, obviously, it didn't prohibit specific businesses, but there was nothing about a gas station. And we do have two at exit 4, and there's some at exit 2 as well. So it's a question of whether it's really needed.
So I'm very familiar with the Fairplay Development Group. What has been your take on, and just so everybody understands, they have absolutely zero authority in Fairplay. But they are a community
Volunteer
organization, and they're
organization.
volunteer, and they do have a group of people that rally around fair play. As that group, what is your opinion on this exemption?
It would not be the business that we would have chosen to put on something like that. That's a key location right in the center of the village. If we're going to develop the village and have a couple of other businesses like we talked about with restaurants or little coffee shops or a community center of some sort, it would not have been our choice. Okay, any additional questions?
Anybody have any other questions you'd like to ask? Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Appreciate your comments. The next person will be Russell Gray.
My name is Russell Gray. I'm here on behalf of my mother, Brenda Gray, and my brother, Benjamin Gray. As you can see on the map, that is Mom's property right behind where they're planning on putting this up. My mom has lived there over 50 years. This is where my brother and I grew up. This is where our kids play at Grandma's house, okay? And this is going up right in front of her house. So we have a lot of concerns. The first big concern, and I think y'all kind of addressed it, but it's kind of saying, well, it may end up being used. If you don't mind, could I walk over to
by
the
all
map?
means.
Okay. And this is kind of misleading. If you look at the virtual map, the fire department sits here.
Yeah.
That line is there. There's really not that much room. That actual building sits a lot closer to that road right there.
It's right on the road.
Right, and here's our concern. Oh, yeah, perfect, right there. Right here. We had a business in here in the early 90s when I first started driving. We asked people not to park there, and it was constant parking here. And there's nothing like trying to leave your home, and there's people parked there. And I know that he has plans not to use this, but this is paved here. He can't control who parks there. You can't control your customers. They will park there. And that's my mom's biggest concern. She's there by herself now. My dad passed away a few years ago. My brother and I are in and out of that driveway all the time. That right now, that is our biggest concern, is this driveway right here. Also, if you look at the other map, that pin right there, that building's going up. It's almost in Mom's front porch. If you go back to the other map, it is right there. And we're talking maybe a huge building here that they're planning on doing. There's a huge pecan tree that sits here. We've got trees down this line. This is literally in her front yard. Not only the drive, we have concerns with that as well. But we don't think about some of those other questions that some of the other, that's on the back of that sheet that even they raised. Trash. All whatever goes on there will end up in Mom's yard. People walking. There will be people around there. We don't know who they are. We've got kids. There's a pool there. This is a big safety concern for us. We're drawing in people we don't know right in the middle of Fairplay, which is a small community. A lot of neighbors know each other. Right now, we have people who will walk through Mom's yard to cut that whole corner so they don't have to walk around it. And it concerns us sometimes. And if we put a business in like a service station, we don't know what kind of people are coming in. Also with the trash, I've cut it down at the dollar store. I do grass cutting on the other side. There's people who dump illegally all the time. There's people who go through the trash there in Fairplay. And this is in Mom's front yard. So there's a lot of safety, other issues. They're not even listed on that list, traffic, all those other ones that's listed there. But I want to tell this board, this is where we've been for a long time. Mom grew up just a couple miles down the road and she's lived 50 years here. This is home to us. I'm hoping that the board will consider this and realize that this is affecting families. And I hope this doesn't pass.
Is, a question, you have the trees around the property line, is that correct?
Yes, it's on our side.
Right, but if they were to put more vegetation in through there as a buffer and a fence, to prevent people from going through that, would that be,
Then we sit on the front porch and look at a big fence.
no, on their, vegetation to hide it, and then the fence on the inner part of it?
I mean,
Well, you decide. I mean, and you'd rather look at a fence or have trespassers,
right, I mean, that's what we're looking at now.
okay?
Neither one, to be honest with you. I like for it to stay the way it is. But I mean, either way, there's gonna be upkeep and maintenance.
When the property came up for sale, why didn't you buy it?
Too expensive. And there's probably some other issues there, but we'll get into that. But it was outrageous.
So, as we look at this driveway issue, is there anything in your mind that could be done by the landowner to ease this concern of yours?
I mean, you could put up, I mean, I'm sure, put up signs, everything else, but, you know, you can't control the public. I mean, you can go to any shopping center now and look at who's parking in a handicap spot that shouldn't be there. I mean, people are gonna park where they wanna park. And the thing is, once that happens, we've gotta go in the store now and find out whose it is. I mean, it has to be moved.
Your concern is parking in front of that building?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the driveway, I know that he's not gonna use it for access, but people will park there.
Yeah,
We've seen it before.
I mean, actually, I wouldn't think that people would park in front of the building with that. They have that walkway, the handicapped walkway that
exactly,
goes
yes.
up the front of it.
Right.
Extends out maybe 4 or 5 feet, and when you look at that, it's basically right on the road.
Right, it is,
So
it's right on the road.
Chances of somebody parking in front of that, I would think, would be pretty,
I mean, there's people who park now that'll pull there and talk on their phone. I mean, I've ran into that also.
How long was the land for sale before he bought it?
We haven't seen any for sale signs out there and publicly for sale signs on it.
So if he doesn't build it, what do y'all, you gonna have a lot full of weeds and underbrush?
There's technically an ice machine on it now. They put that in. It's like I said, the development committee, it would be something that, you know, the community could talk about what needs to go there, what would be best for the community. Like they stated before, there's a huge gas station less than a half a mile down the road.
Well, this is a little bit off subject, but my 12 years on county council, look at the school. That school's a big eyesore, and it was donated to the community. Y'all was supposed to, not you, but somebody was supposed to have kept it up, and now it's an absolute disaster.
You're exactly right.
All right, so would you look at him, is he trying to spend a ton of money to bring something into the community? Or do you want, or is it, the question would be, for me, or do you wanna just keep an old vacant lot there that, do nothing with it? I mean, I'm asking, what is the community's concerns for what are your plans for it? You couldn't buy it, and he bought it. So, he's proposing to do something with it, but what would the community want to do with the lot? If he's the owner, he says, okay, what do you want me to do with the lot? It's gonna recap my investment that I put out.
So, community together, maybe make it a small park, you know, something.
Well, let's go
I
back
understand
to
that.
what he's agreed to do. He has agreed to put a fence in to where you can't drive from the service station onto the road that accesses your mother's house. He has agreed to put a fence there. He has agreed to put a fence to the back so that his clients will not be trespassing shortcut across your mother's yard. What more do you want this man to do to make you happy, other than just to go away?
I understand your points, but when I have to leave one day and there's a car parked in there, I'll call one of you guys. I mean, I don't know what else to,
But we can't control the public and where they park their cars. But he's
Exactly.
controlling his clients by putting a fence up and preventing them from having access unless they go out to the main road and come in. He's agreed to do that. He's agreed to fence it. You don't want to look at a fence, but he's agreed to fence the backyard so that his clients are not going across anything to do with your mom. Not going into her pool, not dumping trash in her yard, because it's gonna stop at that fence. So what more do you want him to do to satisfy you?
We just feel like there's just needing a gas station there in front, right there in the middle of Fairplay.
And you're the
Like
decision
everyone else.
maker of what people and businesses
I'm
can
here to
come in.
express my feelings. That's why we have this open forum.
We've got an open forum, but it seems that you want to tell somebody what to do after they've made the investment, but you weren't willing to make the investment, or you weren't approached to make the investment.
Right.
Okay,
I just expressing my views.
okay.
Are there any options, and I know that this is tough, I mean, I've lived in Fairplay for 40 years, so I'm very familiar with this. Is there any options on the driveway? Why does that driveway have to come in right there? Is there an option to move the driveway even off of 59? Like, has
That
that been
easement, I know the
considered?
question that came up longer, is that easement been there? That easement's been there probably since the home was there over 100 years.
And I agree with that. I'm not arguing with that.
And we just feel like we shouldn't have to be made to move our driveway after it's been there for as long as it has. And the property line actually goes right across the property. I mean, the concrete ends there. The pins are about right there where the concrete ends, and it goes over across the driveway.
Well, and as far as protecting your property is concerned, we can put conditions on an exemption that would, for example, we could insist that vegetation would go along to shield the fencing and so forth, so you don't have to look at it, and possibly have it at a certain height even, so that it shields it, it shields the effect of it right from your mother's property, if that would help you.
I appreciate that.
And we can insist on the gentleman's already agreed to it, but we can insist and put into the conditions that there be fencing all the way around it to protect it, and that would take care of anybody walking cross lots across the property, and that would
Right.
take care of that. And it would protect your access to the driveway. And, I mean, you'd have the only access to it.
I mean, we can, that's all you can do. I mean, put that up, but,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we've just seen it happen before. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we're not gonna do this, we're not gonna do this, and it happens, you know?
Yeah. But I mean,
I mean,
we
there's
can make, we can make it a condition of the exemption, these particular conditions,
Right.
so that they have to be followed. It's not something that.
And if they're
would be-
not followed, what do we do?
Then the county would go back and we'd go after the individual for being out of compliance with the conditions of the exemption.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
could I ask the property owner one
By all
question?
means. Go ahead.
Sir, what is your total
But you can-
investment
you
into
can
the
take your
community?
seat. Have him, please.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. We're all set.
So, the initial is close to 200,000 just for the land and for the paperwork. But overall investment is going to be about 2 million, around 2 million. It can be exceeded from 2 million, but it's going to be around 2 million.
Okay, so you're proposing to bring into the Fair Play community about a $200 million investment plus the property.
Not 200, 2 million,
2 million, excuse me,
Yes,
I
sir.
say it correctly.
yes. Sir. That's the cost right now is to
So,
And since you're standing up, you've seen the guidelines that they have. The building will be in compliance with those guidelines.
With the Appendix A, yes, ma'am. I have read it, and I had a meeting with as I said it before, with Mr. Ed Halbig, and we went through everything, and the new building is going to be with compliance with everything, with the facade, with the foundations and everything, which has been written on that ordinance.
Okay? And you were advised of that before you bought, right? That you were gonna have to comply with this?
No, ma'am. We bought the property. We just bought it. It was a great location, so we bought it. And as we are expanding our business, that's the reason we bought it. And then I came to county and had a meeting with planning there, and we said, and they told me that I need exception, and then we went on and we went through all the lists which were written on there. So, and that's what I'm saying, the new building is going to be according to the standard of Appendix A.
Thank you.
Okay, on the building that faces the paved street and the driveway, does it have a door on the service station side, or is the doors from the public street
It's,
and from the private driveway or the private driveway?
The old building? Yes, ma'am. It has a door towards the East Fairplay Boulevard at the moment.
Okay, is that something that you would be apt to close and only have a door from the back of the building, so there'd be no reason to park on that paved section?
The reason, if let's say we make it an office or something, we're going to put the fence in the backside, so we need, if something, we need to access it for some, let's say if it's something, put some stuff in it, it'd be easier. And there is a room in the front too, can I go there and show it? Give me 1 second. So, if you guys look at it right there, there is a parking space for one car already there, just in case if something needs to go into the building. Now, we don't have to come to this side and, or anything, because there is no need, because the entrance is right there. If you ever looked at it, it goes right on this side.
Okay, is there any entrance at all to access the building from the rear of the building?
There is one right there,
Okay,
right there, yes, ma'am. We can, if they have a concern, we can close that one. But if we, it's not gonna do anything even if we close it.
well, I'm just thinking that if there is no access from the front, a consumer's not gonna walk around a building, they'll park at the closest access. So they would park behind the building.
For the future, we have a plan to make a entrance right on this side,
Okay,
so nobody has nothing to do or go into the fence.
okay. Well, that would eliminate his issue with any cars being parked on the pavement or any cars in his mother's driveway. If we did the fence, and then you are gonna redo it with a door from an alternate, not coming off the pavement, then that would take care of those two problems.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because right now, the building sits higher than the ground, but when, let's say we build everything, it will come even and we can move the door to this side. It won't be a
Okay.
problem at all.
right now, there should not be any, in its present state, there shouldn't be any cars parking in front of it anyway, should there?
No, sir.
Well, you can't tell people where to park.
No, I know what you mean, but I mean,
But
there's
we
no,
can- We can
there's,
make it hard on them.
but they aren't
There's
gonna
no
be,
door
they aren't
there.
gonna be people that are associated with you parking there, it'd be just some random person that would park there.
That's why we have,
And-
if.
And that would happen whether you, had a.
If you look at it, that's the reason we made it all the parking side to the left side of the building and haven't left any room to that side
Yeah.
regarding to this concern.
When I looked at it, I was down and looked at it today, I looked at it with the, handicap ramp that you have on the front. Basically, that brings it out so you're just about on the street. So anybody, that parks is gonna almost be parking in the middle of the road.
Yes,
On Fairplay Boulevard.
yeah. So that's the reason,
It wouldn't be a very good idea for anybody.
yes, sir.
Okay. Any further questions?
Yeah, I just have one statement.
Go ahead.
From the sizable investment you're making, the way real estate goes, the adjacent property, other properties' values will increase in value from the size of your investment. You know, you spending all that money, so everybody else's land will increase in value because that's the way the tax base works.
It depends on the county, how they count it, but, I got no idea about that, if they gonna increase it or not.
The thing is, if I own property next to you,
Yes,
and I was wanting to sell it, and you paid that much for it, and I went to the Realtor, and I said, well, adjacent values or comparative values, my property worth more because of your investment.
It
So
does.
you would be helping me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, would you, we only had two people that asked to speak, but I'm,
Could I add a comment
yes.
before we finish? The questions that we submitted also that came from the members of the community, maybe we could ask those of the property developer as well before we. So-
But if we could go through them if
Yeah, you could go
you
through
want,
those.
but before that, is there anybody else that would like to speak on the subject, either for or against, even though you haven't signed up, we're willing to allow you to do that if you'd like. Go ahead, he raised his hand first.
My name's William Kessler, and we've lived here about 10 years. The question is, nobody said where the dumpsters are going to go, and that's going to be a problem since it's a convenience store. And the other question, when has the sewer been put into use?
It's available for Yoders to tap into now. It's been available for the
So
last,
they're the,
yeah.
okay, so we belong to the church, and we've been waiting for years to find out how much it's going to cost. So will it be available for the Presbyterian Church? What I'm asking is, can you really make a variance on this until you know when the sewer is ready to go?
If Yoder's can tap on the sewer, everybody can tap on it.
Okay, Yoders have tapped on it?
No, if they decide to.
Okay, and that's my point, sir.
You pay a tap fee and you're in.
Okay, that's my point. You're gonna make a decision before the sewer can be hooked up.
No, what they're saying, the sewer is in place and it's available to be hooked up. You have to pay a fee to the sewer commission to do that, but as soon as you do that, you get authority and you can hook it up.
Okay, and I agree with what you're saying, and I understand that. But nobody can tell you what the fee is.
Sewer commission.
But that's immaterial. He is gonna pay whatever the fee is. He said that he's gonna hook
Okay,
up to it.
then we need to think positive about it, that we're gonna finally get the sewer working. Is that what you're gonna vote on, that it will go through then?
No, that's the sewer commission. That'd be Aguilar.
Okay.
Sewer commission.
But that was my concern, was the sewer, because there's not room for a septic tank, plus the concern about the dumpsters, since the property is going to be so close to the other property, to the landowners there, the homeowners. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, you,
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Greer.
From my back porch, I see a lot of traffic come down.
Excuse me, would you state your name just
Yes,
for the record?
yes, sir. Brenda Gray, property owner of the property behind Mr. Lamont.
you.
On my back porch, I can see the traffic coming down 59 every day. It's getting more and more and more. Transfer trucks. Sometimes I'm not sure they're gonna stop before they get to the stop sign. I'm concerned about the traffic too. I mean, there's very little place you can get in and get out there without being right in the center of Fairplay. Now, I know the road has been redone and refigurated, but it's still, I'm concerned about the traffic. And all of the cars, transfer trucks, are they gonna be allowed to use the service station? Will there be diesel? Those are kinds of questions I have. It really is not so much that maybe they will put a fence up, maybe they'll put shrubbery up. But I can just see an enormous amount of traffic jams and traffic accidents in that little space getting in and out of that corner there in Fairplay.
That, ma'am, will be addressed when he has to go to the state for, permission for the curb cuts to, into the two streets. And they will address that, and if they deem that it's, not safe,
Yes,
then they'll prohibit him from doing it. So that's what the recourse is on that one. There's nothing we can do on that
Yes, sir.
particular, point, but, I'm sure the state, SCDOT will address that when he, applies for the, cuts onto the two highways, or one or two highways.
And the fact that, you know, they're gas pumps.
But that's true.
And I fear for it, even though the fire department is right next door, there's always that concern too.
Couldn't have a better situation having the fire
Well,
department
that's
across the
true,
street.
yes, sir, but still, I mean, you know, that is a concern too.
That's true.
And I don't know if it was addressed or if this is a place to address it, but there are already gas tanks there in front of that building that was buried there or were there years and years and years ago when that building was built, back in the early 1900s.
There was actually a filling or gas
Yes,
station
sir,
there
it
before?
was, and they were right there in the front of the building,
No.
and the gas tanks are buried underneath.
Well, the previous owner is gonna be responsible, or his estate if he's dead, to get those gas tanks out of there. It goes back to the DHEC laws go back to the original polluter. So whoever had the gas station, whether they dead, live, or relatives, it's not gonna be on him, it's gonna be on them. Cause those when that thing was closed up and the tanks were abandoned, were supposed to be removed, and that law's been on the books for 40 years.
Yes, sir. So,
Do you have anything else you'd like to?
no, sir, I just,
Thank you.
thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you. Is there anybody else that would care to comment?
Brief comment,
Yes, sir.
very quick. Mike Guy is my name. Concur with the gentleman about asking where the dumpsters were gonna go, because the way that they said it, where he said paving will not occur, I'm not even sure where.
Can we put this schematic back up of the gas station? Please.
So that building goes into an area where I thought he was gonna say there's not gonna be any paving behind the existing building that's there. So that means kind of part of the building is going into an unpaved area. That actually makes no sense, so I don't understand that comment. That's one thing. I also don't see where the dumpsters are gonna go. They would traditionally go behind the building or to the right of the building, and that's not gonna be paved, and I'm not sure how trash trucks are gonna get there, or dump trucks are gonna go. That's one comment, just concurring with the gentleman. Secondly, I just have to counter Mr. McCall's comments that property values go up when the gas station is built. It's one thing to say that when somebody pays a certain amount for a lot and nothing's built on it, you set a new comp price for those lots, and then your prices are, theoretically gonna go along those lines. But then when the gas station goes in for traffic, safety, potential leaks for fuel, et cetera, prices go down about 16%. So, just FYI. Thank you.
We've been asked to go through the questions that the Fair Play Development Corporation has presented to the board. And we can do that. Would you care to come back up and maybe you can answer these? And we'll try to go through it rather
May I ask
quickly.
one more question?
Yes.
So, I only really see one place for them, but could you point out where your dumpsters will be?
Yes, sir. Dumpster is going to be right there. That part right there is going to be for the dumpsters.
Okay.
And that's what we have it at, you might be familiar with the other locations, because I've seen him there too. That's what we have it on the side of the parking. That's enough space for dumpster
Okay.
to be there.
I have a quick question too. There's a little block in here and it says Con on it, C-O-N, or there's, and it's Con Building, or what is that? In the middle of the, right in the middle of your
There
open
is-
area.
So there is an existing business right there, which is an ice machine.
Is that gonna be there, or? is
No,
it-
it's gonna be removed.
So that really comes off of here? and
Yes,
it's
sir.
You get a free path in through there?
Yes, sir. But right now, this is the existing business which goes on there right now.
Will your establishment be open 24/7?
No, sir.
What are the hours?
The hours are from 6 to 10.
6 to 10
Yeah.
daily,
Yes, sir.
and that would be 7 days a week?
7 days a week. It can be on the different days, like Sundays, we open it for less hours, but that's how we have our other locations.
Do you plan to offer regular and diesel and non-ethanol, or possibly even electric charging stations?
So we have a plan for the gas, which is going to regular gas and diesel. And non-ethanol, we haven't considered it yet.
You haven't considered that, okay? How many tanks will be installed?
1 tank,
One?
1 tank.
Well, you have to have more than one tank if you're gonna have diesel and gas, right?
What they do is with the new tanks, they can make a compartments. It's a 1 tank
Yeah.
with different compartments where they can have the
Okay.
gas and the diesel now.
So once you do that, then you're limited to the number of compartments in that one tank. You're gonna have different grades of gas, right?
Yes, sir.
So there would be different sections of the tank,
Yes, sir.
and then diesel would be another section of the
Another
tank.
second. Yes, sir.
But you're not making provisions for non-ethanol.
Yeah, because the non-ethanol, we haven't considered it in the market.
Very good. So okay. There'll be diesel, gas, there will be. With a car, how about electrical charging stations? Are you gonna have any of those?
We don't know as far as right now, the market, and the area we live in, there is no need for electrical chargers. But maybe in the future, we don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the question that they had. Will the car gas lanes be sufficient size for vehicles with trailers, boats, et cetera? In other words, can you get in there with larger vehicles into your pumps?
I mean, it's not a truck stop, it's a gas station, so it's most likely for small, for small cars and pickup trucks with the trailers and stuff like that.
Well, do they go, show us which direction they go through, where the cars enter your gas station, the part where you provide the
So-
pumps?
If you look at it, it's a dive in.
They'll drive right straight through?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
So this is going to be in and out right there.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So it's all the pumps are facing towards the building.
And so far, it's, one question, the other question is, has traffic been studied to confirm if the roads can sufficiently handle the ingress and egress of the proposed station? And I think you said before that you haven't done any traffic studies or anything yet.
That one has to be done by DOT. I did talk to one time, but that's not like it's just a conversation I had with them. That has to be done through a site plan, When that's done, they can determine that where in and outs are exactly going to be. But as there are already drive-ins there, so they said you might just grandfather them what the existing are right now.
Are there mandatory provisions in case of a gasoline fire? How do you handle that?
So on the new ones, the new locations which are being built are safe in this concern. There is a emergency shut-off valves. If anything goes wrong, it completely shut off everything.
Is that done automatically, or do you have to trigger it?
So you have to trigger it,
Okay.
yes. But that one is through the alarm, so it's,
And then do you have some type of a foam blanket or something that comes down onto the area?
no, it's I didn't get that
I
part.
say, do you have some type of a foam blanket that comes down and to extinguish the fire?
Not in South Carolina state, no.
No?
That one has to be done by the DHEC and which, I mean, it's, the gas station, it has to be compliant, whatever the regulations are.
Okay.
We can't add anything more and we can't take anything out of it. It has to be, whatever the regulations are, it has to go through that.
Okay. They said we have a volunteer fire department. Do they have the proper equipment? And I don't know that, unless there were someone from the fire department, I guess we wouldn't be able to answer that one. Are there rules around the proximity of a gas station to a fire department? And I don't know either, do you?
No, sir.
What products will the service station sell other than gasoline? For example, are you gonna sell any form of alcoholic beverages, cigarettes, lottery, food, hot or cold?
So it's a convenience store, so it's going to have it snacks, drinks, hot food, cigarettes, and for the alcohol, we have to apply for the license. If the state lets you have it, then we are allowed to sell it. If it's not, then we can't sell it.
Do you plan to apply for a license for alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I answer that. Cigarettes and lottery also?
Yes, sir.
All right, those were the questions that the Fair Play Development Corporation had asked us to get. Let me see, if I had, we had, intersection. We received a letter from a Sandy Moffett. You may take your seat now, if you would, please. And basically, we respectfully submit you consider these reasons to deny the application for the gas station, and we'll include that in the minutes. I don't think we need to go through and read it all. I think the board members have had a chance to read it. And let's see here. There's another one in here, but I'm not sure this message needs email address. Alice Walker present, okay. I think we've taken care of that. Okay, no further people care to speak on the subject? If not, then we'll start our consideration. Board members, what's your thoughts?
He's got a big investment. The land, I mean, this is just, as for a point of business, the land was for sale. before he bought it, he had, how'd you find out about the land? You were approached by a realtor?
So the land was for sale a couple of years
How'd you find out about it?
through our fire chief, Jamie Brock.
Oh,
And the guy I bought it from, he is a fire chief in Fairplay too.
okay.
Yeah.
So there was prior knowledge that the land was for sale, but it wasn't a private, under-the-table sale.
So he had it for a sale before that, and nobody bought it. The asking price, he was asking price, whatever it was, and nobody bought it for that. And then it wasn't for sale. And then I approached him through somebody he knows, and then he said, then that's how I bought it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, what's your feelings? Any comments on what we've heard here tonight?
Well, if he's willing to bend over and the shrubbery and this, that, and the fence and that, you know,
Yeah, and I think we can make some reasonable accommodations here in terms of protecting it with some vegetation and things like that would shield the residents that's on the other side of it, the gray
One thing
resident.
that wasn't brought up,
I'm sorry?
let's go over one more thing. Since her house is behind it, where's the lights gonna be? The
That's,
service stations all have bright lights.
yeah, that's something, that's a good point. And
So,
that's something you need to do to shield the residences in the area from your lighting.
you put a shield around it, it eliminates your property but not theirs.
Yep.
Is that something that is in your plan?
So, as you look at the building, the canopy, the lights are mostly facing towards the front, not to the back of the.
Okay,
Mostly or all?
There is going to be one on the left side. We can shield that one
okay.
toward facing,
Right, so
outside.
Yeah.
we need to add that in, that the
When we
lights
get-
will be
we
shielded.
get to it.
So there are lighting standards in Appendix A that he would have to comply with.
Okay. And does it,
Will that protect the abutting property owners from the glare of the lights?
So if you look at where it's the Lake Overlay District, right behind it, you've got Appendix A.
Whereabouts, what page?
So you're actually gonna look on, so your first page is gonna be, you've got 1 of 2, 2 of 2 on the back, and then Appendix A starts. So in Appendix A, it's gonna be page, 4 of 12,
Okay.
item C, 2.
Canopy, awning, signs, and
Yep, so keep
Signs.
going down, so you've got item
it
C.
says no internal lighting shall include
Okay.
exposed incandescent or fluorescent.
as
Well,
long as, and that's in this, so he will have to comply with it through building codes.
okay.
Okay.
How do we make sure, though, that there's nothing pointed, that it's all pointed?
Well,
in-
that's what that says, it will be shielded to protect
Shielded.
from the night air,
Okay.
or night sky.
Okay.
Correct.
So if we've got no lights, we
And
got a
then-
fence around it, we got
Some
a fence to where
vegetation.
nobody can use the driveway.
Yeah, and some vegetation along the fencing, abutting the gray property.
And if you look at item 3, you've got 2 and then 3, lighting shall not illuminate neighboring properties or distract harm traveling public on rights of way. Any necessary screening of lighting shall be shown on site plans. Lighting will be inspected before certificate of occupant is granted.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got that, so that's covered.
That's
Okay.
covered as long as.
As long as he,
So we're gonna have to go back and
An
say that
absolute-
he's gonna follow the Fairplay Village outline. He's
Wait.
going to put the fence in, and he's going to fix it to where there's no access to their driveway from his parking
That's
lot.
right.
By having a fence around,
essentially, there's gonna be a
Building
fence
and-
around the property on two sides.
yep. That will stop the traffic
Yep.
going from his business into their driveway,
That's right.
which seems to be a problem.
Right.
We can't do anything about the building until he renovates it, but he's agreed to put a door other than on the
Yeah.
paved roadside.
But that's not an issue today, because he'll have to come before us,
That's right.
so that that's a non-issue at this point.
And
And-
with the approval, if that's what y'all are gonna vote on, for the special exception, that the compliance of Appendix A is already assumed, because that's
Yeah,
what you're giving the.
he has to apply,
Correct.
if we get him an exception under this, he has to comply to all the aspects
So
of
the special
Appendix A.
exception is to allow for the gas station, right?
Yep.
So because of.
But can we
the
allow for the
special-
gas station with fencing only? If you don't put the
Yeah,
fence up?
so I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I don't want you to think that you have to include with compliance of Appendix A.
No.
Because that's already.
That's,
Okay,
has to
but
be
we
done.
do have to put
that's
fencing in.
given, that's a
Okay.
given. So all we have to do is provide for fencing and some buffering.
I have a question. Will we need to go back into executive session to put in all the details of all of this? That's a lot.
No, we could just, we could take them,
We ain't got nothing
let
to
us-
cover up.
let us go through and see if we're going to approve it,
I'm not sure
and
what the process
then,
is.
in the approval portion of it, we can put the exceptions into the wording of the thing. If we agree to the 4 questions, then when we go to summarize it with the approval of the exception, then at that point, we add in the exception, the things that we want to fly. Okay? Understood?
John, you wanna let him sit down?
Huh?
You wanna let him sit down?
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Okey-doke, I gotta go back to the, so, let us go through then, then I'll ask you, are there any further discussion with regard to this matter on part of the board? If not, then let's proceed with the questions. There are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a
Second.
second? Have a second?
Second?
Okay. Do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor?
I mean, can I just be clear? This is
Yes.
just a motion to move forward. This is not a vote on the,
On the final thing,
Okay,
no.
all right.
But the questions, each of these questions have to be fulfilled in the, approved in the affirmative. If any of them are voted in the negative, then we have to deny the exception. Okay, for your,
could you repeat the question again, just for me?
so the question is, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, the next one is, these conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Okay, do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor? Because of these conditions, the application of this chapter to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, the authorization of a variance will not be of substantial detriment to adjacent uses or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the exception. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion?
This one would be in regard to the safety
This-
aspect of the village overlay.
This would be the authorization of a variance will not be of a substantial detriment to adjacent uses or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the exception. Okay. We do we have a motion? We have a motion and a second on that, okay, that was a clarification. Okay, if there's no discussion, all in favor? Aye. You opposed? Opposed, okay. Okay, that, so now we go to the, final one, and, that I'm gonna have to take a second here.
We don't, you mean the second one?
Huh?
You mean the next thing?
No, we have to go, to do the final confirmation of the, exception. There it's, basically, be approved,
Yeah, this has, for the fencing and buffering.
let me discuss a proposed, motion here before, and we'll leave it open to changes if you'd like to. Based on the evidence presented to the board, do I hear a motion that the proposed variance or, exception, be approved, subject to the, agreed upon fencing and the adding of appropriate vegetation to shield the gray property? Does that cover?
Did the fencing include shrubbery?
Yeah, that, yeah, put some
Well,
vegetation.
Let's be a little more specific.
Oh.
And let's say the fencing along the driveway to Mrs. Gray's house, so that there's no
Right.
traffic allowed
Tell
from
tell
this
me what to
property.
write down.
Okay, I'm
Sub-
doodling it.
Subject to,
Subject to fencing along the easement driveway to prevent any traffic from
well, don't go too
the
fast, I
substation.
can't write that fast. Along the,
Easement driveway to prevent any traffic from the service station. And fencing with
wait a second.
buffer.
No, prevent any, traffic. What was it? Go ahead.
From the service station,
Okay, from,
because we're building a
Yeah.
wall here, we're building a fence here to keep anybody that goes into the service station from getting on that easement.
yeah, go ahead.
And along the back property line to include fencing and shrubbery as a barrier there.
Line to, include fencing.
That will impede traffic, foot traffic, whatever, from
Vegeta-
crossing across the back. And that's about all we can do in this case.
So we need to add details as far as what type of fencing, how high, what type of shrubbery.
Well, that will all be dictated by the overlay.
Well, that'll cover it, won't it?
In appendix A.
It's in appendix A, we don't get to say that, we can only say that there has to be fencing, we can't determine what size or anything there, it's in the overlay, it's already been decided.
Okay.
The overlay doesn't have specifics about fencing.
Okay, do you want us to
Okay.
set specifics about fencing?
The county building codes already has
All right.
specifications on fencing.
Then we'll let it fall on building codes that,
Yes.
but there will be a fence along the back to stop foot traffic, along the road to stop anybody from driving up the easement. Is that what we heard that
Okay.
they want?
Let me read this back, to everybody and see if you want to make any additional changes. Subject to fencing along the easement driveway, to prevent any traffic from the service station, and along the back property line to include fencing and a vegetation buffer to protect the adjacent property. That, okay? That, happy with that? Okay. So, based upon the evidence presented to the board, do I hear a motion that the proposed exception be approved, subject to the fencing along the easement driveway to prevent any traffic from the service station, and along the back property line to include fencing and a vegetation buffer to protect the adjacent property? Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second? Do we have any discussion? Being no discussion, all in favor? Opposed? One opposed.
Two.
Two? Two, okay. Two. Okay, so we have, one, two, three. So we've got five, yes,
No.
and two no, okay.
He's, Jim.
Okay, we've gone through, and the special exemption has been approved. Now we will move to the variance portion of the agenda.
We need to add in about the lights, or that's already in appendix
It's
A?
in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's already, that's a given, that's included.
Okay.
Okay, a variance application VA 25000017, Unmar, is that?
Omet,
Omet Alley requests relief from the setback requirement in Appendix A for a service station. Reference Appendix A, parentheses, A, small a, 3. TMS number is 33700-03-009, and the address is 503 East Fairplay Boulevard, Fairplay, South Carolina. Do we have the applicant come forward and explain the variance?
so it's mostly for the setbacks, because the setbacks on the front are a little more than we were expect on the size of the property. So for easy in and out of vehicles and stuff, that's the reason we like to move the setback a little further. So if you want, I can show you.
What is the specific variance in the setback that you're asking for?
10 feet on the front and 10 feet in the back. It-
10 feet in the back?
Yes,
So, if you're getting a variance of 10 feet, where it's supposed to be 15, right?
yes.
So you want it to go to 5?
No, I want to go to 10, so the
To 10
setbacks,
You want to go to 10 feet?
10.
So you want a variance of 5 feet?
Yes, sir,
Okay. And then on the front, there's a 30-foot requirement? And
yes.
you want,
We want a variance of 20 feet.
okay, a variance of 10, okay, 10, okay. You reduce it to 20, okay? On the front, okay.
Can I show you?
Sure.
Thanks. So for the easy in and out toward the front of the building, we want to move the canopy a little bit further, because if the setbacks are, let's say, 30 feet here, we have to move it a little further, which brings us closer to the building, and it'd be hard for let's say, if somebody has a trailer with a pickup truck, it'd be hard for them to move out. We have to maneuver it pretty carefully. But if we move it back, and if the setbacks are 10 feet here, then it'd be easy for anybody with a trailer or any big vehicle to make in and out. And that's the reason we asked for the backside to move from 15 feet to 10 feet is, so we will have enough room to move the building a little further, which is going to be 5 feet.
Where are your tanks gonna be located?
Right there,
Okay.
right there.
So they got, so the tanker has easy access to it.
Yes, sir.
Now, you already got a setback from the state of South Carolina right away. Their right of way goes, what's the state right of way from the center line of the road? That's where your state right of way is.
So-
All right, what is their right of way onto your place?
It's right there.
All right, that's your state right of way.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we're not infringing on the state right of way.
No, sir. It's going to be right there. So there is a distance of 15 feet from here to there, and closer to 13 feet from property line to right there. That's the reason I asked for 10 feet in the back and for the setbacks of 10 feet in the back and 10 feet in the front. It's going to be a little more, but just for the safe side, we want to.
But you're 10 feet in the back, the variance in the back, it's gonna be behind your fence anyway, right?
No, the fence is going to be on the property line.
Yeah, but we're saying nobody will see whether you move one way or the other, cause you'll be behind your fence.
No, yeah,
It's all
the
gonna be
fence
on
is
your
gonna be,
property.
the
You're not
fence,
going
there's
up
gonna
to
be a
the
small area of
Yeah.
10 feet, between his building and the fence,
Yeah,
in essence.
so if he moves one way or the, we give him the right to move one way or the other, it's behind the fence.
No, it won't be behind the fence. Let's say here is the fence. This is going
The fence is gonna be on the property line,
Yeah.
so if you move back, it's not gonna, it's fine.
Are you talking about moving the main building back towards the fence?
No, he's talking about where he wants to put it. See, he's gonna have a fence on the property line.
No. Yeah, what he's asking for is to reduce, it's supposed to be 15 feet from the building to the property line, in the overlay district. And he's asking us, to grant him a reduction of 5
feet.
5 foot, so he has a 10-foot buffer between the building and the property line is where the fence is gonna go. Does that explain it?
Yeah,
Move back towards the fence
Yeah.
5 feet.
Yeah. And then in the front, he's asking for, that the canopy will be 10 feet closer to the front property line, to allow for more space between the canopy and the building, so that there's adequate room for turning of vehicles.
Do you have any line of sight studies done on that intersection? When you come up to that stop sign, is that canopy in the line of sight of oncoming traffic at all? Or that stop sign, or is it clearly past it?
It's gonna sit in the back. It's not gonna be come in the sight of the any traffic.
So the canopy does not impede line of sight at that stop sign?
No, sir.
Now, when you look at it, you can see
Making a
that,
right.
you can see that in through there, there's the roadway, and it's back quite a ways from it.
DOT's gonna determine that anyways.
You know, when DOT goes for the curb cuts and approves those, they'll take into consideration traffic and all of that. And also line of sight or what have you. Okay, do you have any other questions regarding the variance? Okay, if not, you can take your seat. Is there anybody in the audience, nobody has signed up to speak on the variance, I don't believe, but if anybody has any comments that they want to make, you're welcome to.
Yes, if the fence is on the property.
Please come up here and
Oh, okay.
speak at the
I
podium.
just have a quick question. If the fence is on the property line, and there's gonna be 10 feet between that fence and the property, I thought there was discussion on landscaping than a fence.
We put that into the exception, that there would be a vegetation buffer in addition to the fence.
Okay, so you only got 10 feet to do that, and you're gonna be on the back of the building.
Yeah, right,
So if the
fence is
on the line.
yeah.
There's not gonna be, you're not gonna put the vegetation on our side.
No, they'll have to put it on his side there.
So really, that
Right.
fence is gonna be up against the building.
No, fences, no, the fence,
You
won't
only got
see-
10 feet.
Yeah.
But you won't see the vegetation. The vegetation's on his side.
Oh, it's on his side. I thought you were putting it on our side as well.
he'll have to bring his fence in a little bit to take care of the vegetation.
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure, that they would have to be up. Can't put the fence
Needs-
right on the line.
So,
Thank you.
Mr. Gray, would it not make more sense for the vegetation to be on the other side of the fence?
The only problem is then, as it grows, it's gonna encroach on him. And he's not gonna agree to that either.
No, and it should be, it should be on the, it should be on the far side of the fence. You should move the fence in a little bit and have the vegetation.
Correct.
For the
Right,
vegetation?
have the vegetation fill in between the trees and stuff for the vegetation.
So vegetation is the property line.
But that or a little bit inside of it.
Right.
Whatever he needs to do to get the vegetation and to shield you people,
I mean,
so you don't have to look
I mean, I
at the
do
building.
landscaping normal width of a fence,
Yeah.
length of a shovel, 5 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
should be okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else care to comment before we start our deliberations? If not, then
I
okay.
would like to ask the
Yes.
homeowner, or the homeowner, I apologize, the store owner. So I have spoken with the person you purchased the property from, and he did say that you were aware that none of this was going to work inside of this parameter you're asking for. Is that true?
You talking about Larry?
Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't talked about anything on that one. Not with Larry, but, say the question again, and
That you were very aware that none of these lines were gonna work well for a gas station, including the driveway and all the setbacks that you were gonna need, that you were aware that it wasn't going to work well for a gas
no,
station?
no, not this one. It was a pretty good, location for a gas station. The only thing is, it puts us on a very close position. That's the only, for the in and out. It's a good location for a gas station, and everything is, the way it's been set up is going to be pretty good. But the only thing is, if we move the setbacks as it is, it kind of, makes the maneuvering a little harder for anybody which have a pickup truck and has a big trailer in the back. That's the only reason we are going to do it. So everybody has a in and out will be easy and it's safe too. Because the more room you have is kind of, is safer it is for maneuvering. And with the property owner, we never have this discussion too.
Anything, any other questions before we start our deliberations? Please take your seat. Yes, ma'am.
If for some reason, I'm sorry.
Forward.
If for some reason there was a lot of traffic coming down 59 to get in there, would there be a traffic jam? I mean, up there only one pump and 5 trucks come down the road, which they're in fair play. When there is an accident on I-85, the traffic comes through fair play. Sometimes it has been so bad that I couldn't even get out of my driveway. I'm totally, really wondering how that's gonna work with the traffic, one pump, 10 people want gas. Are they gonna pull in there and sit, or are they gonna stay on 59?
There are more than one pump. How many pumps do you have?
There's going to be, if you look at it, there's going to be 3 dispensers, 6 fueling positions.
Three pumps?
Three dispensers and 6 fueling positions.
6, okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
I have a question, sir.
yes.
Is there gonna be I'm assuming there's gonna be a back door on the new gas station building?
In the backside, no, there's not going to be.
No door? Okay.
If there is an exit, which is like a fire exit, it has to be on the left side of the building, which is where our parking is,
So there will be a door on the left and a door in the front?
on the front, yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything further? Can we start our deliberations then? Please take your seat.
I have a question for Ms. Gray.
Yes, sir.
If she doesn't mind answering. Would you prefer that building to be what's supposed to be 15 feet, or would you prefer it to be 10 feet with the fence closer to the building? Which would you prefer?
Personally, my front porch is facing the back of the building. As far as away as it could be, would be my preference.
Okay.
I have grandchildren, you know, I have children playing in that driveway and in that front yard.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We're fencing it where, you know, you should be protected from that.
Bert, what was that?
I said, we're putting fencing up to protect them from the traffic, the grandkids from anybody
Yeah.
coming through. That's about all we can control in this situation.
I think from a shield, yeah, I think that's the best we can do in shielding it at this
Yeah.
point.
So I was thinking about, you know, the difference between the fence and the building, there's gonna be an alleyway right there. And that could cause a condition for things behind the building that people don't want there.
I think he said there isn't gonna be a door there, so it's gonna be probably, just an open area for, a very small open area. Is that, do we understand that correctly?
You mean,
There's no doors on the back of your building?
no,
did you
sir.
say?
As the plan is, there's going to be no door in the back, and I don't know if the building code requires it or not, but let's say if it requires it too, I don't know, it's not in our plan. And on our plan, it's on the left side, which is facing towards the parking.
Yep.
And even if it goes to the back side, it's going to be an open alley there. There's nothing going to be, and that's an assumption too.
And you're gonna need to keep and maintain that and keep it from getting overgrown and.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yes, ma'am, you may take your seat.
Yes, sir. If there's going to be a space behind the original building that's there now,
Yeah.
can they leave the gas pumps and go behind the building? Then they would be going out my driveway.
No,
There'll be a fence there.
No, there's gonna be a fence.
There's
to
gonna be a
block-
fence. They can't,
And there's gonna be a vegetation buffer to shield you from having to look at the building. As best they can.
but will they come from the gas station behind the building that's original?
No, there's no way-
There's gonna be no way they can get through there.
No, it's only gonna be 10 feet there.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, or maybe even a little bit less, because he may have to move the fence in a little bit to get the vegetation that we've asked for to protect your view.
Yes, sir.
So that was what I was asking earlier, is that, you know, because if there's only 10 feet there, there's not gonna be any room for anything else to go in there. If you got a fence and you've got vegetation going in, there wouldn't leave a gap behind that building. Would you prefer that? Or would you prefer
I
5
would,
more feet away and more room to get behind the building?
I would prefer there would be no way they could get behind that building.
Okay.
So then you would approve the variance, because it would shorten the gap. If you don't approve the variance, then there could be an addition put on the back of the gas station.
No.
Yeah, they'd have 15 feet, and then theoretically, somebody could drive down there.
Yeah, no, I want it so that it's completely, they won't be using my driveway and it's completely sealed off.
But it does move the gas station
Yeah.
closer to you as well.
And there's also gonna be a fence that goes all the way up and connects to the other fence, so there's no way that they can get from their property onto the driveway.
Does that? No?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, if there's no further discussion, then let us start it. Oh, yes.
Ben Gregg, I will say this, you know, this is not in question tonight here, but it is for us and our family. Would any of you approve a gas station to be put in your front yard? Anybody sitting up here, would you approve this? Now, it seems like you've already made your decision that you are going to approve for him to do the things that he wants to do. But if you were in the same situation that we are in right now, would this be okay for you?
I
We're
tried
the
to
ones
get
in
a
the
QT
community,
in my
and we
place
appreciate,
already.
I'm not finished. We appreciate your service and appreciate the deliberation here. But the question is, would you guys want this? And if you cannot honestly say that this would be okay for you, then it shouldn't be okay for anybody else in Oconee County. Business is great. Business is business. But not when it comes in your backyard, when there's other places for this place to be built. Now, I know the man paid money for the property, and that's great. He should be able to do what he wants to with it. I don't deny that. But in the same sense, would you be okay with this? I appreciate it.
Do you have any input, Elise,
No,
from
sir.
the staff standpoint?
I do have a question, just for clarification for when he comes in. So are y'all saying property line fence vegetation or property line vegetation fence?
You want the vegetation on the on their side of the fence, but it'll have to be on his property.
Right, so you're saying property line vegetation fence building?
Right.
Correct, okay, just clarifying.
Yep.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Just one thing. It's easier, if let's say there is a vegetation in the back of the fence, it can have, the person whoever is taking it, he has to go on their property to do any work on it. You can maintain it if it's on the back side of the fence is. So that's the thing. I'd rather have it, the fence and then vegetation, so it'd be on overside and so we can maintain it. If let's say if it's, that is the fence and it's the back side of the fence, whoever is doing it has to go on their yard to do any work on the property.
There shouldn't be any maintenance to the vegetation. I mean, you plant things that I would hope that you wouldn't need to maintain. They're just some types of trees that are,
Can't put it together. Okay. We can do it.
something,
It's not, it's not.
that, something that will grow and not require a lot of maintenance. Just, something that'll shield the fence and try to shield your building as much as possible.
Okay.
Something that'll grow to a height that'll shield your, from their view so that it doesn't look like there's a commercial thing next to them.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Then, let us, anything else, Elise? Oh, not, then let's get on with our,
So at this point, we are voting for the vegetation,
right,
fence, building, just to be clear.
So that'll be included in
Yeah.
his, your final motion. So
Okay.
now you would be going over the questions to vote on them for the variance,
We-
for the distance.
we've already made provisions for the fence and the, thing in the previous, item, so I don't
So
think we
this would
need.
just be for the distance.
I understand.
And you have a clear, what has to be done from a administrative standpoint.
So to be clear, the village overlay is voted on and done, the gas station is being there.
Yeah.
He's allowed there now.
He's allowed there, and he has to abide by all the provisions of Appendix A.
And this is simply, he's allowed the gas station and now it's the setbacks that he's asking.
Now we're strictly addressing the setbacks, nothing else.
And just to be clear, the homeowner on the bordering property would rather have it 10 feet instead of 15 feet, so she would be in favor.
She'd be in favor of the
variance.
variance versus denying it.
Okay.
That,
May I say one more thing?
yes.
Is there anything, this would probably be the time on the variance is that buffer what the best that you guys can ask for? Is there anything else along the driveway, or we're doing a fence, right?
No.
The fence is part of it?
And it will be maintained
No.
by the
Yes.
owner.
Now, remember, it is on y'all's side, which makes it with there being vegetation then fence. And that's what he just said. It makes it hard for him to get to it without coming onto your property. So that's what he was concerned about. So how do y'all feel about that?
The other option is you have to look at the fence and then there's a vegetation buffer on the other side of it. So, I mean, it's your choice,
Yeah.
what you'd prefer. We're trying to accommodate you, really, as much as we can. You're shaking your head.
But you're not accommodating us. That's the thing.
I said we're trying to the extent that we feel that we can do.
So I think the question should be, would they prefer fence where the property
Yeah.
line is, fence vegetation, or vice
Yeah,
versa?
the question is, how would you prefer the fencing and the vegetation?
The vegetation should be on the property line, the fence back behind that toward the store.
That's what we thought. Okay. That was what we were proceeding with before. Right. Clear? Okay. Let's start with the questions. There are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to a particular piece of property. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion? There being no further discussion, all in favor? These conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor? Okay. Because of these conditions, the application of this chapter to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor? The authorization of a variance will not be of substantial detriment to the adjacent uses or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Do we have a motion in the affirmative?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? One opposed. 6, okay. You've received both the exemption and the variance at this point, so you can proceed with what you're doing. You'll be getting a letter in short order from the board confirming the actions that we've taken in this evening's meeting.
Thanks a lot.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?